Did the Pokemon Company secretly buff Herba Mystica drop rates? Or were the drop rates nerfed? If you're watching this video, then you understand how important Herba Mysticas are, because they are super helpful for shiny hunting. And if you've been playing since launch, you know how abysmal the Herba Mystica drop rates were. 5-star raids had a 2% chance to drop one Herba Mystica, and 6-star raids had a 3% drop rate. Not great odds. However, all of this changed when the tealmask DLC dropped. If you were raiding, you most likely noticed getting multiple Herba Mysticas per raid and getting at least one Herba Mystica every raid. That wasn't a coincidence, because the drop rates were increased from 2% to 10% for a 5-star raid, and from 3% to about 14% for a 6-star raid. The increase in Herba drop rates was definitely noticeable. When the game initially launched, it seemed like you were lucky if you got one Herba Mystica from a raid. But now, it seems like you're unlucky if you don't even get at least one per raid. When I first wanted to make this video to bring this to the community's attention, this is where I thought the video would end. But the plot thickens, and it's not good. I was on Cerebi touching up on my research prior to posting, and then I noticed something weird. The 10% Herba Mystica drop rate for 5-star raids and the 14% drop rate for 6-star raids were no longer there. The Herba Mystica drop rates were listed as the launch percentages, 2% for 5-star raids and 3% for 6-star raids. I thought I was crazy. If you've been following my channel, then you know I posted this video when the DLC dropped. And this is the graphic I provided in the video to allow viewers a quick screenshot that you can all use for future reference when grinding raids. As you can see here, I listed the drop rates as 10 and 14%. But when I check Cerebi now, they're the lower percentages. So at first I thought, oh crap, maybe I messed up when making my video? Everyone makes mistakes, no one's perfect, but I do take a lot of pride in making sure I'm providing objectively correct information prior to posting. So I found this realization rather strange. So I dug a little deeper. Using the Wayback Machine, if you go to a date around when the tealmask DLC was dropped, you can see here that the drop rates I provide in my video were correct at the time. Because again, when you go to the same link on today's date, you can see the lower drop rates. So what the heck is going on here? Did Cerebi make an error? No, I don't think so. Cerebi is a very reputable source for Pokemon information, if not the best source for Pokemon information on the internet. This is anecdotal. From my experience grinding raids, the drop rates were definitely higher when the DLC first came out. I had numerous raids where I would get multiple Herba Mysticas per raid, at least one Herba Mystica per raid if I was unlucky. All right, did we get any Herba drops? Holy, this is why you farm Snorlax. Oh my God. Holy that's a fat raid, baby. Ooh, that's a fat raid right there, baby. So last week live on stream, I was grinding raids with viewers. By the way, I stream on YouTube rather inconsistently. I try to stream at least once every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So if you want to participate in viewer raids in the future, give me a subscribe so you're notified when I go live. And if you're subscribing, you might as well like the video while you're at it. Okay, plug over. My viewers and I were grinding random 6-star raids and Pokemon who had higher Herba Mystica drop rates like 5 and 6-star Snorlax and 5 and 6-star Basculegion. And again, this is anecdotal, but from my experience and chat's experience, the drop rates were not the same as they were when the DLC first launched.
So only one Herba, I believe this is one of the ones that have a higher chance, right? Or is it 6-star? No, it is 5-star, okay. Nothing.
Yeah, I'll complete my Pokemon Home Living decks. I just don't know when that will be. But yeah, I'm pretty much only missing mythicals right now.
All right. You would think high Herba Mystica drop rates.
Nope.
And nothing.
Like, we get one Herba Mystica for a 6-star Snorlax. Nah, they nerf these raids.
See, that's weird.
it does appear that the drop rates were lowered to the launch's drop rates of 2% and 3%. I did some further research. I remember that Scarlet and Violet had a recent update, the 2.0.2 update, where they fixed common bugs like allowing players to finish the Kitakami Ogre Clan side quest. And at the bottom of the patch notes, they mentioned that they fixed additional bug fixes without any further elaboration. No mention anywhere about the Herba Mystica drop rates. So were the Herba Mystica drop rates a bug that Game Freak fixed? Was it a bug or an intended feature? Did they purposely increase the drop rates to hype up the launch of the DLC? Or did they realize that the drop rates were so bad they should be increased? Well, there was no communication that the Herba drop rates were buffed, so it doesn't seem like they really cared if the player base knew. TLDR of the video, when the DLC first came out, the Herba Mystica drop rates were increased, but after the recent 2.0.2 update, the Herba Mystica drop rates were decreased. So to answer my question from the start of the video, were the Herba Mystica drop rates buffed or were they nerfed? Well, the answer is both. They were buffed and then nerfed, but overall, the Herba Mysticas have the same drop rates as the launch drop rates, so it was net even. So what do you think? Did you notice that you were getting way more Herba Mysticas when the DLC first came out? How do you feel about Game Freak seemingly nerfing the drop rates and classifying it as a bug? Personally, I find it rather annoying because in my opinion, just let the players get more Herba Mysticas. It's not like getting more Herba Mystica breaks the game for anyone, and you get that nice hit of dopamine seeing all these rewards after winning. And this is the prime time to farm Herba Mysticas, because we need all the Herba Mysticas for when we shiny hunt all the starter Pokemon in the Indigo Disc DLC. So it sucks that now we have to grind even harder for the same rewards. Or maybe we should just be happy that the drop rates were increased for the last month or so and accept the nerf? That idea doesn't sit well with me because there's no communication from the Pokemon Company. If I knew that the drop rates would have been nerfed, I would not have updated my game so I could have farmed as many Herba Mysticas as possible. But now I'm stuck on the 2.0.2 update with the low drop rates and there's no going back. If you're still here and you enjoyed the content, give me a like and subscribe. It really helps me out in my battle against the 7-star YouTube algorithm. I'd greatly appreciate the helping hand buff. Later this week, I'm posting my thoughts on the future of 7-star raids. So if you want to know what 7-star raids are coming after the Hisuian starters, subscribe to be notified. With all that said, see ya!